In this session, we are going to see a topic, selection process. Before going to this topic, you must know what is recruitment, because after this recruitment process only, you will be doing a selection process. So we'll see a small gist. What is recruitment? It is nothing but you're inducing or attracting a job seekers to apply for the job. Your company have a vacancy, say for example for marketing manager posting, you are giving an advertisement in the social media or newspaper or magazine, and through employee referrals or internal source of recruitment. You are telling that there is a vacancy to the job seekers. So after they came to know what they'll do, they'll be apply for the job. So they'll be sending a curriculum vitae through mail or a poster or courier. Once you receive all the curriculum vitae, you have to go through it, a resume or a biodata, whatever it may be. You will be go through it, all the content of everything. So you will be scrutinize those applicants. Suppose there is one vacancy, you will get obviously like 50 to 60 applications. So all these applications, the HR people, the executive or the manager, whoever is responsible, say they'll be go through it and shortlisting the candidate, and finally they have to call for an interview. So they have to call for a selection process. So now we'll come back to the selection process. Selection is simply, we can say, identifying a right person for the right job at the right time. Okay, you will be identifying a qualified or a potential or a talented candidate for your company. Okay, that is what a selection process is all about. Okay, so we'll see what are the steps they will be doing, normally the company will be doing. So this selection steps, or we can call it as a process, this will be differentiated from company to company. Okay, maybe sector differentiations will be there. Okay, if it is a manufacturing sector, a separate selection process will be there. If it is a service sector, a separate selection process there. We'll see a common, normally most of the companies they'll be doing it. First step they'll be doing it, application blank. What is actually, even though you have given a biodata or a curriculum vitae or a resume or whatever it may be, they'll be giving a application, blank application. In that, what are the details they want to know about you, that will be there in the application blank. So when you are going for an interview, at that time they'll be giving that application blank, they ask you to fill it. In that time, you have to fill all the questions what they have asked. Okay, they'll be checking your how far you're so cautious enough in filling of everything, right? So that they'll be checking it in the application blank. You should not left even a single question. You have to write everything. And sometimes they'll be asking this open-ended questions, right? What is your, if you join in a concern, what is your contribution, right? Like you have to write it in 100 words. Okay, these kind of questions they'll be asking in the application blank. Some people usually left that question. You should not left it. In this application blank, they'll be checking their communication. Particularly this question, they'll be checking your written communication skill. So that is very your gender, your experience, and where you have worked, how many years you have worked, and what is your roles and responsibility in those particular company. All those things will be asked in that application blank. You have to go through all the questions and you have to fill all those questions without quitting even one question. Okay, after this application blank process is over, and second test they will be conducting is preliminary test. Actually, this preliminary test is nothing but they have to identify whether these candidates, what we have shortlisted, these candidates are fit for our company or not. The basic checking of everything, your experience, your technical, your age, and your competency level, everything they'll be checking it. Okay, so preliminary interview normally they'll be conducting in the company, like some maybe the assistant, suppose a marketing manager and HR manager is there in the interview. So assistant marketing manager, for the post of a marketing manager posting, assistant marketing manager will be conducting this preliminary interview. So they'll be checking whether you're fit for my company or not. For that purpose, they'll be conducting this preliminary interview. After that, once you are okay with that, the company is happy with your preliminary interview, they'll put you in another round. That is what like test, selection test we called. In that, this kind of test is, there are a lot of varieties are there, the selection test. aptitude test, interest test, polygraph test, psychometric test, lot of tests are there. So this will be differentiated from company to company. So first test we'll be conducting, like normally for a campus interview for students like you all people, if you're going for a placement on roll placement, okay, or in your campus itself, the companies are coming, definitely they'll be conducting an aptitude test. So aptitude test, in that they'll be checking your quantitative aptitude skill, your aptitude skill, your data interpretation, your analytical skill, your logical reasoning skill, and your English comprehension, communication, your grammar, everything will be checking in their aptitude test. Okay, so it mostly this will be a written test, or they'll be conducting as a quiz in the form of quiz. So it will be like in the system you have to sit for 45 minutes, like you have to attend that particular test, right? So normally the best example we can say in railway exams, in a banking sectors, for a probation officer exam. So these kind of designations, probation officer in the banking sector, railway exam, staff selection commission, TNPSC, group 2, group 1, all these people, they'll be conducting the first test as aptitude test. Same way nowadays all the companies, they are checking most of the designation, they'll be conducting this aptitude test. So you have to sit and prepare for all these things. You have to work out, a lot of shortcut methods are there, and also general knowledge is very important. Sometimes general knowledge question also is included in this aptitude test. So after this aptitude test, what they'll do is they'll be conducting the personality test. So what kind of a person you are, whether your person is you're an extrovert person or introvert person, they'll be checking your attitude too. That is very, very important, because attitude plays 80% role for selecting the candidate, and also if an employee getting a promotion only because of 80%, only because of his attitude, 80% plays a role. Okay, so attitude is very, very important. So they'll be checking second thing. And third one is ability test. So how far your potential, how far you are able to do the work or a task for your designation, for your job, they'll be checking that. So maybe they'll ask you to say, for example, if it is a clerical job, so they'll ask you to check the mail, they ask you to some clerical work, like demo, like they'll be giving a system and ask you to do that. So how far you are able to do, or comfortable with the system, or you're comfortable with the technical skills, so they'll be checking that ability test, they'll be doing it. And next test is interest test. Interest test is like in which area you're so interested, what is your specialization, what is your domain area. So all these things they'll be identifying it. Normally for like you students, when you're going for an interview, they'll be asking what is your specialization, what is your domain area. So they'll be checking are you really specialized in that particular area, or you really specialized in that particular domain area. They'll be checking that. So that is what interest test is all about. Next one is polygraph test. Polygraph test is like how far you are honest, how far you are honest enough, right? Normally for a jewelry, in a jewelry shop, in a diamond shop and all, they will be conducting this kind of a polygraph test. Even in the films also, some kind of wires they'll be connecting in it. So they'll be identifying a lie detector thing and all, they'll be doing it. Whether you're lying or not, everything, whether you're telling, suppose you have stolen something, so you want to get, these people want to know whether you have stolen or not. So what they'll do, they'll be checking that polygraph test. Some kind of wires will be connected and they'll be identifying it, whether you're a true person, or you're a good person or not, they'll be identifying it. That is what a polygraph test. Next one is graphology test. It is kind of handwriting test normally. See, even though in the biodata you have given the career objective, they ask you to write career objective even in the application blank. Okay, they want to check your handwriting. Somewhere or other your handwriting is connected with your skill, your competency, they believe it. So that's why they'll be conducting this graphology test and psychometrics test. They'll be checking your overall thing, your behavior, your attitude, your what kind of person, your your extrovert person or introvert person. They're checking your psychology, right? Everything they'll be doing it in a psychometric test. And after these are the company won't conduct all these tests. It is differentiated from company to company, right? So what skill really expecting from that particular person, they'll be conduct test. Next selection process is employment interview. So here they'll be doing an in-depth conversation with the candidate. In this particular conversation, they'll be identifying your attitude, your strength, and your behavior, and everything, your communication skill, and what is your interest, what is your career objective, okay, everything, your vision, your mission, everything they'll be identifying in this in-depth conversation. So this interview method vary from company to company. Some companies, they'll be conducting a structured interview or unstructured interview or a panel interview or a stress interview or a situational interview or a behavioral interview. So different types of interviews are there. So first we are going to see a one-to-one interview. This one-to-one interview, only 2% will be there in the room. The interviewer will asking a question and interviewer will be answering the question asked by the interviewer. Simple. So what and all the interviewer want to know about the candidate, they'll be shoot a question to the candidate. Okay. And second one is panel interview. Panel interview here, more than 4 to 5 members, 3 or 4 members or 5 members, sometimes 6 members will be there in the panel interviewer, or 6 interviewers will be there. 3, 4, 5, 6 interviewers will be there. So each and every person specialized in each and every area. One person is strong enough in technical skill, one person is strong enough in checking the attitude. Like each and every person is specialized in their own areas. So they'll be checking all these 4 members or 6 members, checking everything from the candidate at the time of interview process. This is a panel interview. And second is structured interview. In structured interview, what they'll do, before interview process starts, the interviewer is frame questions. What are the questions to be asked? Okay, everything is framed before itself, and at the time of interview process, the interviewer will shoot the question to the candidate. Okay, unstructured interview, so simply they won't frame any questions, simply they'll start the interview process and simply they ask questions, what and all they won't know about the candidate, simply they'll ask. That is unstructured interview. And stress interview is very, very important, checking the stress level of the person. You know, one thing, emotional quotient is very, very important, because like IQ everyone will have, that you can develop also, but EQ you have to balance. That is very, very important. If EQ is not there, you cannot survive in any company. That is the thing. Okay, when the iceberg is there, no, in the only 20% or 10% of the iceberg will be there in the above water. That 10% or 20% is what IQ is all about, and below this 80% is below the water level. That is what EQ is all about. To check that, definitely most of the companies nowadays, they are checking, doing this stress interview. Normally in IT companies like Wipro, HCL, so all these companies, they are conducting definitely a stress interview process. So that is there. So these are the interview method they will be doing it. In some companies, what they are doing, they are giving a case study, situation case study they will be giving it. Okay, so if it is a manager level post, so you have to take a decisions, to check your decision skill, to check your problem solving skill. So they'll giving some kind of a case in and ask you to find out the solution for the problem. Okay, or ask you to solve or a solution or a suggestion to that particular case. Okay, so that they are doing it. That we can call as a situational interview. Okay, giving some situations and asking a person in the situation, what is your reaction, or what is your steps you will be doing it. So like this kind of questions they'll be asking in this situational round. Sometimes they'll ask you to, they'll be conducting a role play, right? Giving some kind of a role to the, like act like a marketing manager, act like a HR manager, act like a finance manager. Okay, they'll be checking through role play, they'll be checking your overall skill, your overall competency level in the role play. So these are the interview methods they'll be doing in the interview test. Okay, after this, again you are shortlisted in that. What is the next step? Okay, next step is reference and background test. So normally in the biodata in the end you will be giving some references where you have studied, maybe your head of the department HOD number, or maybe your previous job entrepreneur, previous boss name and contact number you have given, right? So that they'll be referring to those people, right? If suppose you have given your boss number, your ex-boss number, so they'll be calling and asking what is the conduct of you, about you, okay, whether you are a good person, whether you are a suited person for my company or not, okay? So they'll be doing this reference check, okay? Normally if even though if you're not giving your number, normally you will mention that my previous company experiences, so they'll be calling to that previous company, they'll be checking your conduct. That is what reference. And a background test, your family, your how many members are in the family, what is your income level, what is your other standard of living, everything they'll be checking in your thing. And last one is medical test. They'll be doing it. Obviously most of the companies are doing it, whether your eyes you can able to see, you can able to hear it, you have any heart problem, or you have any BP, blood pressure is there, everything they'll be checking in the medical test, okay? Depend upon the requirement they'll be doing it. If this kind of physical fitness, you must know you should not, you have to be clear vision is there, and for that particular job they'll be checking your whether you can able to clearly see the vision is good, vision is there or not, they'll be checking it, okay? So after this over, and finally we'll come back hiring decision, whether we can select a person or not, okay? All the panel members who are like say for example a marketing manager post, in the sense general manager and again HR manager, CEO, everyone will be sit together and decide whether we can select a person or not, whether we can proceed with this, whether all these tests, if you are passed in all the tests like selection test, selection interview and preliminary interview and application blank, from everything, after everything you are shortlisted, finally they'll be checking your whether you're okay or fit enough. After the discussion over, after getting opinion from each and every member in this particular panel, then they'll be informing you whether you are selected or not. This is what selection process is all about, right? So after finishing your course, I hope you students, you're going for an interview. So be prepare yourself and develop your subject knowledge, develop your aptitude, your logical reasoning, analytical skills, and develop your decision making skill, develop your problem solving skill, your communication skill. So develop your technical skill, what really required for your job, the objective what you have chosen, career objective you have chosen. So everything develop yourself, and general knowledge is very important. You must improve your reading skill, your communication, written communication skill, and your fluency in English. All the one thing, language is not a barrier here, but the thing is like English is a gateway for any company. It is like you want to get into a company, you have to be very comfortable in English, because English is a common language. So develop your English fluency also, and also you develop your communication skill. So develop all these skills and get ready and be prepared and wait for the interview process, okay? Once you have attended 1 or 2 interviews, you will get to know the clear picture how you have to perform in the interview, okay? All the best guys, all the best students. Thank you.